I bought the cheapest Porsche door latch on the internet, and it fixed my alarm and window problems. Today I'm going to work on the passenger side door of my 996 Turbo. What's going on is the lock keeps beeping at me every time, and sometimes it doesn't lock at all. And so there are like 6 micro switches inside of the door, one for the outer handle, one for the inner handle, and then there's locked, unlocked, closed, not closed, and inside of the door switch. So I'm going to replace the door switch and check the other switches while I'm in there. And while I'm in there, while I've got the door panel off, this gap is too small, and I'm going to move the window forward a little bit to fix that gap. And as you can see, if I grab the handle, it does not come down as it should. It's supposed to drop down about 1/4 of an inch, and so it catches on the little lip up here. So that has to do with the switches also. So we'll see which one of those is bad. Here's what the proper door gap looks like on the driver's side, or the window gap right here. And when I grab the handle, shut up. So, and then when it closes, it comes back up properly. You can see it come up, come down. So, and see how it's beeping at me. This just has to be fixed. I can't drive the car properly because every time I stop it, I'm wondering if I'll be able to lock it. Real quickly, I want to show how to get the door panel off. This cover piece has a little downward clip that goes into here, and then these poke into the blue there. So you're going to get it off, you go up. Pop out and then go up. To get it on, you push it down and then pop in. So you're gonna pull outward and then push up to get that off. Then there is a screw behind here, which I've already taken out right there. Apparently my window is trying to come down sometimes. And then behind the little airbag thing, there was an Allen wrench screw there. And then in the door panel here, there's another screw right there. All right, I had forgotten about the other 2 bolts, one here and one here, and these are torque screws or safety screws. Alright, before I go any further, I need to disconnect the battery. I don't want the airbag going off on me for some reason. So I'm going to disconnect the battery, and then I'll pull off the sort of foam sheet covering off of the door panel, and then I'll have access to the internals with the door lock and the switches and stuff. the door panel off. Now I have access to the door lock and the switch, which you can see right there. I'm going to reach around and pull up the handle. You can see how that is the door lock, or the handle switch that would tell the computer to pop the window down 1/4 of an inch. I don't know if that one's any good or not, but anyway, I'll deal with that after I deal with the door lock mechanism, which is in here. And I think if I take this panel out, which is going to be that, and that, I'll have easier access to the door latch with all its switches internal. One other thing I need to do while I'm in here, I've replaced the window regulator, which is, you know, this cable system that makes an X, and then the motor winds it up and down. The window slides down these rails and back up these rails. Well, it's the same window regulator for a Boxster and a 996, and I mistakenly didn't take out one of the stoppers. There's 2 stoppers here, one for the 996 and one for the Boxster. So I need to take out the stopper for the Boxster so that the window will go all the way down and not be protruding slightly up above the door when it's all the way down. So it will actually recess all the way in. So all I have to do is take out this stopper. There's an impossible angle here. You can't get a screwdriver properly on it, so I'm going to do it with the bit and a wrench. Hopefully I can get it off this way. And maybe it will just come nicely. Well, now that it's loose, maybe I can get the screwdriver in there. Okay. And that should do it. There you go. There's the stopper. In order to remove the door latch, I need a special tool, and it turns out I actually bought a set of bits for this at one point, and it was mainly for a flywheel, but I have the right special tool for that. Lucky me. Ooh, that's a short little bolt. Having the new door latch can help with removing the old one, just so you know what it looks like. So I have bought a new one, which theoretically should work, although it was the cheapest possible thing on Amazon. It was $40 or something like that. So it looks like this, and it will go that way there, you know, from the inside. So that's going to come out through here. I'm going to take this panel off to get to it. I do have a backup plan if this doesn't work quite right, and I suspect that it won't for the price, but we'll find out shortly. All right, I got the little panel off, and there was the wiring harness has a little clip that was clipped into the panel, so it just needed to be squeezed. The little T-clips needed to be squeezed to get to that. And now we have several things still attached to the latch. One is a mechanical latch back here, a cable back there. And we have a wiring harness attached to it. And then there's this cable attached to it, or this inner door latch attached to it. So I've got to unhook all those things. I'm making a video, and I've got my camera handy here. I'm actually going to use the camera to help me get a view of what it looks like for the things that I have to disconnect. So I stick the camera back in here so I can see how the latch is attached up here. Then I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to look. See how it's how this is attached here. I think I've got to pull a tab to get this to come off. And then back there I've got a latch that's going to slide in somehow. So I'll look at the video here in a moment and then I'll be able to undo it. Alright, the electrical connector, you push this little thing and it opens the tab there. There's a screw that's attached to the latch and that slips into this. That'll be needed on the other one. So let's start putting things where they go on this one. That's going to go there. This cable is going to have to. It's kind of interesting. It's slightly different. All right, little work at this, and then this thing has come. This little tab thingy has come loose. Let's see if the other one has that. Has tabs for that. Yes, it does. So I can move. I should be able to move this over. So then this is going to pop out, hopefully, without breaking anything. Yep. Nice. Okay. There we go. That's in there. This thing can pop onto here. All right. And now, theoretically, it should go back in and just work. I'm going to try my best to show this thing going back together. Try to do the top first. Let's see. Electrical connector, heard it snap. That's good. I'm going to try to snap that little clip in there. Okay. That kind of worked amazingly. All right. And it looks like the latch is kind of lined up here. Let's see. That little screw clipped in, and let's see what happens when I pull the handle. Yep. Seems to be attached. All right, and then before I do the car battery, I'm going to verify the mechanical workings of the lock. So we can pretend to close it. Hear it snap, and now that can't come out. So then we take the inner door handle and pull it and see it unlatched. Sweet, that one works. Now go to the outside door latch, and that one works too. All right. All right, I hooked up the airbag, and now the only two that I need to do to test are these two wires because they connect to the inner door handle. So I'm going to hang the door panel on here and connect these two and then turn on the battery. All right, here we go with a moment of truth. Oh, look at that, the window came down. And it goes back up. Sweet. Okay. So the door latch seems to have fixed at least part of the problem, and now we're going to see if it works with the alarm. No beep. Wow. Okay, double flash lights. That means it's locked. It worked. Oh my God, for 40 bucks. It worked. All right, now we're going to check the inner door latch to see if it does its job. Yep. Yep. It works. It works. All right, I'm going to demonstrate the window issue that was there and now is fixed. So it was going, and it would stop right about there, and it would leave it above the door. Now our stop point is here, and it's below the top of the door as it should be. Now I'm going to adjust these to move the window just a little bit forward to get that gap fixed. In order to adjust the window a little bit more forward, I'm going to loosen up this screw and then this screw, and then that should, it clamps the glass in place, and when I loosen those up, it'll give me the ability to slide it this way just a little bit. These fine adjusters are for an up and down. Actually, you can do a lot of adjustment up and down, but what I want to do is move it this way, not up and down. So I need to completely unclamp it. All right, I made the adjustment. I moved it a little bit more forward than I want to, so I'm going to come back just a little bit. All right, well, it took a little bit of fiddling, but I think I got my gap the way that I want it to be. And the window is coming down like it should, and the alarm is working like it should. Man, this is a pretty sweet deal for 40 bucks. All right, it's working like a champ. Now I've disconnected the battery again. I'm going to disconnect the airbag again and put everything back together, put this panel back in here, put the door panel back on, and I think the job is done and working great. Here's a picture of the internals of the door latch showing all of the micro switches inside. This is the alarm error code I was getting. It was causing my doors not to lock and to have it beep at me. Hope this video helps you out with your project and gets your car back on the road.